Welcome students, today we are here with another poem of class 10th English. This is When You Are Old. Actually, this is a poem written by William Butler Yeats, generally written as W.B. Yeats, and he has written it in memory of his beloved. He addresses his beloved in this poem, Morgan, and the poem is a loving message for a speaker to his beloved. He asks her to think of him when she is old and remember his love that was true and deep. So the main crux of the poem is that the poet wants his love to remember him when he is old and when she is also old, and remember the good days, good times they have spent together, and remember the love, how truly he loved her and how deeply he loved her. So we are here firstly to read the poem. First stanza. When you are old and grey and full of sleep, and nodding by the fire, take down this book and slowly read and dream of the soft look your eyes had once and of their shadows deep. I'm repeating. When you are old and grey and full of sleep, and nodding by the fire, take down this book and slowly read and dream of the soft look your eyes had once and of their shadows deep. Poet says when his beloved is old, grey, hair grey, and full of sleep, that is so weak, and she would be sitting near the fire and take a book in her hand, trying to read it. Remember how slowly you will read and then dream of these good old days, that how he loved her and how lovely were these good old days. In next stanza, how many loved your moments of glad grace, and loved your beauty with love false or true, but one man loved the pilgrim soul in you and loved the sorrows of your changing face. See the words, the couplets. How many loved your moments of glad grace? Glad grace. How many loved your moments of glad grace and loved your beauty with love false or true? But one man loved the pilgrim soul in you. See the word, the pilgrim soul, and loved the sorrows of your changing face. How beautifully the poet has penned down these lines. And then what the poet wants to again say in the third stanza, this is like this. And bending down beside the glowing bars, murmur a little sadly how love fled and paced upon the mountains overhead and hid his face amid a crowd of stars. I'm repeating. And bending down beside the glowing bars, murmured a little sadly how love fled and paced upon the mountains overhead and hid his face amid a crowd of stars. See, I'm first going back to stanza 1. When you are old and grey and full of sleep. See this word, sleep. Okay? The word sleep. Then, and nodding by the fire, take down this book. No, I will be doing like this. This is sleep, then this is book. And slowly read the dream of the soft look. Your eyes had once and of their shadows deep. See this word, deep and sleep, they rhyme. Book and look, they rhyme. So, first line, if the rhyming scheme is like this, here, A, B, B, A. Because first line, it ends with the sound of P, sleep. And the fourth line, deep, P. And again, in the second and the third line, we have the sound up, book and look. So there is a rhyming scheme like this, A, Ba, Ba, A. So first and fourth line rhymes like A, and these two like Ba, Ba. So rhyming scheme is A, Ba, Ba, A in first stanza. Then we will be heading towards second stanza. How many loved your moments of glad grace and loved your beauty with love false or true? Whether love was true or false, but they loved your beauty. Sorry. How many loved your moments of glad grace, Jawani ka pyar, but and loved your beauty with love, true or false? Whether love was true or false, they loved you. But one man loved the pilgrim soul in you and loved the sorrows of your changing face. Here again, grace and face, true and you. These are rhyming. So, again rhyming scheme is A, B, B, A. In stanza 2, in stanza 1, rhyming scheme A, Ba, Ba, A. In stanza 2, A, Ba, Ba, A. We are just reading the poem this time and having the rhyming scheme. Now moving towards third one. And bending down beside the glowing bars, murmur a little sadly how love fled and paced upon the mountains overhead and hid his face amid a crowd of stars. Again, this word, bars, stars, rhyming these two words, fled overhead. So again, A, Ba, Ba, A. Same rhyme scheme. So we have seen in all the three stanzas, the rhyme scheme is throughout A, Ba, Ba, A. So, Maud Gonne, the beloved of the poet, W.B. Yeats. W.B. Yeats wrote for Maud Gonne a poem, When You Are Old, and this poem follows the rhyme scheme of A, Ba, Ba, A. Now, we will be going towards the next slide, and this is the summary. The poet asks his beloved to imagine her old age. In her youth, he asks him, in her youth, the poet asks his beloved to imagine her old age and realize the true, timeless love he had for her. The true love that the poet had for his beloved during the old age. In the youth, imagine the old age, and during that old age, imagine how he loved her, how truly he loved with the timeless love, and what kind of love he had for her, for this beloved. Then the poem can be broken down into the three main stages, where the first stage is the imagining of the future. The poet asks his beloved to imagine the future. The poet asks the woman to see herself in her old age. Just imagine, close down your eyes and imagine in future you have grown up in an old woman. What happens? Okay, if somebody asks me to imagine you are an old woman, oh, my hair is grey, white, I have developed wrinkles and something else, and oh, I have grown so old, I have to take the hold of a stick. And there can be many more things. This is the imagining of the future in the first stanza. Then in the second stanza, transient beauty versus true love. Many loved her beauty of the beloved. Many people loved her beauty. But only one who loved the soul of the beloved was the poet. Poet says in the second stanza to his beloved that there were many people, there were n number of people who loved you, who loved your beauty. But there was only one person who loved your soul. Your appearance did not matter to me. It was only the soul that mattered me. The poet says the only soul mattered me. It was a true love. I really loved you. I really loved your soul. I did not admire, I did not love only your beauty that was apparent from outside. I loved the beauty within you, the soul within you. Then the third stanza, it refers to regret and lost love. In the third stanza, poet makes her to imagine she will feel sad. Why will she feel sad? Because she will realize the poet's love is lost forever. ये दिन बीत गए. I have lost that love. I cannot find again that love. So, poet might be asking her, please cherish my love. I'm really loving you. You will not find my love in the future. Lest you regret, kindly take some moments to think about my love. So again, in the first stanza, the poet asks her to imagine her old age, beloved's old age, and read a book by the fire because she might be feeling cold, and remember the beauty and the deep expressions of her eyes. That her eyes will be giving some deep expressions, and imagine those beautiful eyes with those expressions and how you would be reflecting. It is here the poet addressing to his beloved in this poem. Then again, in the second stanza, how many loved your moments of glad grace and loved your beauty with love false or true, but one man loved the pilgrim soul in you, and loved the sorrows of your changing face. It did not matter to the point that she had developed this wrinkles or her appearances changed. He loved the pilgrim soul. Many admired the beauty of the beloved named Maud Gunn. Many admired her beauty, her charm, but the only one man was the poet who loved her inner self of his beloved, and every change in her life, her joys and sorrows. Whatever changes came in the life of his beloved, poet accepted. He loved even those changes. He loved every moment. He cherished every moment. Poet cherished every moment. He loved all those things. He did not admire only his apparent beauty. He admired the beauty of her inner self that changed her youth into old age. So in the second stanza, poet says that he loved all the joys and sorrows that were concerned with his beloved. Then in the third stanza, it is full of regret and lost love. And bending down beside the glowing bars, murmur a little sadly, how love fled. As the time flees, love also flees. Time fled, love fled, and paced upon the mountains overhead, and hid his face amid a crowd of stars. So in her old age, she will sadly realize that her love, the poet, left her forever. He is no more. He exists no more, and she has lost everything. He went high, he went away into the mountains and disappeared there. She would be looking at those mountains, staring at the stars and the mountains, at the peaks of the mountains. Oh, where has my love gone? Where has it disappeared? She will be staring at those high mountains and disappeared among the stars. She will be looking at those things, how her love had disappeared in the mountains and among the stars. She will be trying to trace him out, but he will be nowhere. So poet tries to make her understand the real beauty, the real love, because of which he wants her to be always happy and try to cherish his love. What was the message? Overall message of this poem, When You Are Old, is that the poem is a contrast fleeting physical beauty with eternal soulful love. The poem contrasts fleeting physical beauty. Physical beauty fleets with the eternal, everlasting soulful love. The poet urges his beloved to realize with deep regret the missed chance of true romance that was pure and everlasting. Poet tries to make his love understand that this is the right time, that she must realize his love, because this is the better chance. Youth is the better chance. Otherwise, when she will grow old, there will be nothing left. There will be no one left. There will be no admirers of her beauty. There will be no one, and only one person will be the poet himself, but he will be existing no more, because he will also have left this world over the mountains, among the stars, and the beloved Maud Gunn would be staring at the peaks of the mountains, staring at the twinkling stars, searching for the poet, but he will be found nowhere. So the poet urges his beloved to realize with deep regret the missed chance of the true love, missed chance of the true romance which could happen during the youth, and she will be regretting it in the old age if she will not cherish it in the youth. And the missed chance of the true romance that was pure and everlasting love and everlasting romance, she will be missing. So this was end of the summary of this poem, and this is just 3 stanzas with 4 lines in each stanza, 12 lines poem, short poem but with a great message. And the main word in this poem is the pilgrim soul, which one must have the love for others. It's not the external beauty but the internal one which one must admire. This is all for today's lesson. Hope to meet you in the second part of this topic, wherein we will be dealing with the personification and other literary devices. Till then, goodbye.